That was my Josh
Guys,
impression.
what's up?
Welcome
Conference
back, y'all,
round.
to the conference championship round of what is this? The Pound the Walk podcast, baby.
We're still pounding it, guys. The season's not
Pound
done.
it, pound it. Yeah, season's not over yet. Got a couple games left. It is a little bittersweet though, because we do near the greatest spectacle of all sports, the Super Bowl. When that's over, we have no football.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good one. That's all I
We
can
do
say.
have the off season though. The off season should be interesting. Welcome to Baltimore, Jesse Minter. How you feel about that?
Yeah, it sucks. I've been saying it since year one last year with Mentor. He's bound to be a head coach the way our defense has looked and the way he's been running it and adjustments in games, etc. Obviously, we got Mike McDaniels apparently at OC. He's still got a head coaching interview as of now with the Raiders. That'd be the most Chargers shit ever. Doesn't actually come. I don't know, but both are very impactful swings. McDaniels brings the ceiling back up with a Herbert passing offense. I think his run game is slept on. But yeah, Minter being gone hurts. Hopefully we get the right guy there because our defense, they've been balling, man. I mean, obviously it's going to be the same guys out there, the majority of them, but that scheme is a big deal. So whatever happens, happens. I just wish for the best. I hope we get a good candidate hired for the DC spot and Mike McDaniel stays. But yeah, and there's a few other head coaching vacancies. I think there's like 5 left. Don't got the list in front of me, but something like that. Raiders, Browns, Bills, some other ones.
Well, we'll get into that in the off season. We're still in this season though, so let's cover what happened in the divisional round. All right.
Nice.
All
Had
right.
to. Yeah.
All right.
Bills, Broncos. That was a good one, kind of. Obviously, some mistakes on the Bills' end. I guess the biggest one I want to first bring up is the Josh Allen fumble at halftime. Man, 18 seconds, no timeouts left. I respect trying to get some yards and maybe get a field goal shot out there, but you got to get the ball out of bounds. You got to throw downfield. Instead, Josh Allen tucks and runs. I don't know what you're thinking. You either think you're gonna house an 80-yard run or you get down, and he fumbles, and that was obviously a swing that led to their demise, and that sucked. Absolutely sucked, and I feel Josh Allen. You definitely want to be upset about that. It's rightfully so. Yeah, and then another thing too, great game, but that last possession for the Broncos to get down the field goal range in overtime, littered with flags that weren't being called throughout most of the game. I hate inconsistency in officiating. I'd say that sucked. And then I don't know. You think Brandon Cooks caught that one pass? Is that your opinion on that?
Yeah, I believe that was a catch, and he was down. There was I don't recall the game. There was similar situation, and they ruled receiver down. But I don't know. I'm a tie goes to the runner kind of guy. A little baseball terminology, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It looked like a catch to me, but we talked about this before the podcast offline. They didn't review that shit
That's
at
the
all. They
problem.
just jumped right into it. That's very much a reviewable call, but at the end of the day, Josh Allen threw too many interceptions and put the Broncos into really great scoring position. They capitalized on that. You play a clean game, and they don't score a couple times, you probably don't go into overtime. You win the game. Too many mistakes made. And then you said, the refs were very inconsistent on the last play. There was a lot of hand fighting all game.
Yes.
A lot of people were praising that they were letting them play this out because of just how big of the game was, and then
Yep.
to get all conservative and soft in the last drive, not even the last quarter, the
Yeah.
last drive. That's insane.
Insane. I hate that. That's my biggest thing I despise is when the refs think they can just dictate the game like that. It's one thing to be calling those calls all game, but yeah, I think the best way to say it is they probably wouldn't have been called in the middle of that game based on the way that they were officiating. And that kills me. Hopefully we don't see that in these next 3 games left. So yeah. And obviously
Yeah, I
Bo
mean,
Nix, fractured ankle.
Bo Nix, yeah, on a useless play, man. As much as you hate the Broncos, and obviously I had the Patriots going all the way. You can hate a team all you want. You don't want to see someone get hurt on a pointless play. I mean, I think you mentioned before they were just trying to move to a different side of the field to get the kicker set up. And yeah, it was a pointless injury. I feel for the guy, but fucking Jarrett Stidham, brother,
We'll
best
see.
quarterback in the NFL.
That's Josh McDaniels' boy, so there is some ties between Stidham on the Broncos and playing the Patriots now. But yeah, just because of that, obviously the next AFC game was basically like whoever wins this is going to the Super Bowl. I mean, you can't knock the Broncos' defense, and there's been times where specifically the Patriots have lost to a backup quarterback, Nick Foles. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that Patriots Texans game, C.J. Stroud 4 interceptions in the first half, a lot of underthrown balls, situational football where you just can't do that. So that sucks for them. Great defense. Had Drake May fumbling all over the place like they did against us, but the ball bounced their way a couple times, worked out for them, and they pulled through. So now the Patriots get a little bit of an easy path to the Super Bowl against a Jarrett Stidham ran offense in the Broncos.
Yeah, the Texans. I mean, C.J. Stroud. He was just making really poor decisions. He was very inaccurate. Some of those where he just let them go had me questioning just what he saw. Obviously, the weather wasn't great. The ball was real slick, but still, you got to take care of the ball a little better than that and just make the right decisions. His inaccuracy was definitely showing throughout the game. I remember one pass to Cade Stover. It was so low that Cade ended up, it was a wide open pass. Cade ended up hurting his knee, was out for the rest of the game because of that. So it was kind of indicative of just how poorly he was playing C.J. Stroud throughout that game. Nonetheless, though, not to take anything away from the Patriots, Drake May he did have 4 fumbles, lost half of them, only threw 1 pick and threw for 3 touchdowns, so that was enough to get them through the rest of the game. They squeaked by against arguably one of the better defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, Will Anderson was tearing Will Campbell up. Funny enough, Will Campbell was a big reason why those fumbles happened. He actually, I think, fell on the 2 recoveries. So, I mean, if you're going to get beat, at least fall on the ball. So, yeah, they pulled through, and now they got to play a backup quarterback in the championship or AFC Championship game. That's what can you ask for more than that?
Yep, there we go. Hopping over to the West Coast, we had the San Francisco 49ers get absolutely decimated by the Seattle Seahawks. That defense showed up looking like the Legion of Boom again. Then just completely threw Brock Purdy off his game. Obviously, George Kittle was out. You could definitely tell they were missing him. But shout out Seattle defense, only allowing 6 points and just steamrolling. I mean, this was every game this week was close. It could have gone either way if they had just a couple more minutes. You could have given San Francisco another hour, and they would have fucking ended the same.
Literally first play of the game, opening kickoff return for touchdown was the game-winning touchdown. Seahawks, man, that's like a destiny game. Like it'll be hard to not pick them in this championship game based off that performance. Didn't have to have Sam Darnold do much with that oblique injury, and even with that said, he was making some throws downfield that made you think, oh, this oblique injury is probably not affecting him much. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, what a game by Seattle. They just balled out, had Brock Purdy running for his life. Once again, reminded me so much of that Super Bowl game, the Bucs-Chiefs game. I think Tom Brady brought it up at the end. Probably even worse than that, too. Brock Purdy ran for like 400 yards in the backfield, running for his life. A lot like the Mahomes situation in that Super Bowl game. So you can't even really knock Purdy as far as a bad performance. He was just on his heels the whole game. What a defensive performance.
Yep. Yeah, could not get set up to save his life, and obviously it showed. And then we had the final game. We have Los Angeles Rams against Chicago Bears. Another great game that went into overtime. Awesome defensive game. The only touchdowns came from 2 people, Kyron Williams and Caleb Williams. Williamses. But yeah, great game. Obviously, they didn't score, I think, at all in the third. Kept it tight, and then, big mistake made in overtime. Set up the Rams go-ahead win.
Yeah. Amazing game. That That fourth quarter throw on fourth down where Caleb Williams runs back like 20, 30 yards and just chucks it to the back left of the end zone. One of my favorite plays I can remember in a long time. Crazy play. But like you said, the Bears had like 15 yards away, maybe a little bit more from field goal range in overtime, and early down situation, Caleb Williams throws it across the field. Communication issue, would say mostly, with DJ Moore stopping the route, gets picked off. Everyone would agree, I would say, that you just live to see another play, check it down, don't force anything like that. You're so close from getting to the conference championship game. That hurts a lot. Not to knock Caleb Williams and his clutchness. What a season from him. I think he proved a lot of doubters wrong, and his stock is still up, man. So, yeah, shout out Caleb Williams, but the Rams did what they had to do. Like you said, Stafford did he even throw a touchdown? I don't even know. Yeah, he didn't.
Not a single tutty.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, the weather may have affected them a little bit, but they did what they had to do. Sean McVay rallied the troops and got them down field goal range and won the game in overtime. That was a great game. So the Rams move on. Now they get to play the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. That's gonna be fun. One of the best games of the year was that Thursday night game between them two. So hopefully we get another one of those.
All right, moving straight into the conference championship.
Let's go, guys.
New England at Denver. We talked about this in the last week. I think I wouldn't say it's a cakewalk, but it makes life a lot easier coming off a big win and having all your, most of your starters ready to go and playing against the backup quarterback with one of the better pass defenses in the NFL. So, yeah, I'm going with New England.
Yeah, can't not pick them in this situation that they're in. I'm sure they couldn't have it any better. So yeah, hopefully they don't embarrass themselves, or Jarrett Stidham doesn't just show up and just ball out. I don't see that happening. Even though the Broncos defense is, top 3, top whatever in the NFL, and they've got them there, but gotta go with the Patriots.
There we go. And then we have the LA Rams at Seattle. Away game for Matthew Stafford. After Seattle had a very impressive defensive stout game. That being said, the Rams are a better team.
Yeah, I mean,
in my opinion, than San Francisco.
Yeah, I've been saying it all year too. That division, the NFC West, it was like whoever gets that first seed. Obviously, the bye week helps, but just in general, that probably gets them that momentum to win it all. I haven't picked the Seahawks all playoff predictions here, so I'm just gonna keep that good juju for you, Matt. But yeah, I got the Rams. I think they are the better team. I think that the weather will be obviously even less of an effect as last week. Stafford's MVP season. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a great game, but I lean Rams.
Yeah, man. Sean McVay's excelled in high-pressure situations, to get back into the Super Bowl. I think he changes his mindset a little bit. Not to take anything away from Seattle. They could absolutely walk away with this game with that team that they have. It's just, I think the Rams just have more weapons across that offensive board. And if they can overcome whatever defensive schemes they're going to be cooked up, they have a really good chance of taking this and giving us yet again another Patriots versus Rams Super Bowl. Best Super Bowl of my life, 2019. 13-3, Patriots winning. It was actually the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my entire life. I may have considered cutting it off early, but just stayed on for the principle of it. But yeah, hopefully, obviously both teams a little better, I think. He's no Tom Brady, but hopefully there's a little more fireworks going on there.
Yeah, that young Jared Goff and beat up hurt Todd Gurley. I don't even remember if he played like a significant role at all, like even getting snaps that game. He was definitely banged up. That may have been like the downfall of his career at that point. That game was terrible. Worst Super Bowl I can remember in my entire life. But yeah, I believe in Drake May over a young Jared Goff, and then Matt Stafford MVP season. I expect it to be a good one if this is the case. Yeah, and you got the Patriots winning it all. I got the Rams, so we'll see if that happens.
There we go. Well, yeah, that'll be fun. But let's get through the conference championship here. Sorry, Matt, to do it to you. Hey, if they pull through, even better. Because I just still have the Patriots winning it all the way. Because they're gonna try to give Kenneth Walker the ball on the 2-yard line. And
yeah, Charbonnet's out. That's a big hit. That's a big hit on on the Seahawks. that goal line back. It's almost like they spam him in goal line, so they no longer have him. I think Cam Akers is their third string running back, former Ram. Maybe that'll play a role into the situation here, but I don't know. Hurt Darnold, no Charbonnet, leaning Rams.
All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Tell us what your Super Bowl predictions are. Like, comment, subscribe, or don't. You're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to the conference championship of Pound the Walk podcast.
Pound it, baby. Super Bowl. Pound it. Super Bowl. Pound it. Pound it.